Good afternoon, class. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. We have been studying the chapter number 1, Hardware Basics. So today's topics are control unit and memory. Memory consists of RAM and ROM. For the next lecture, we will study the topic expansion card and expansion slot. So let's start our today's lecture. Control unit. Control unit controls, coordinates and directs all the operations performed by the computer. It does not execute instruction itself, but directs other part of the computer to carry them out. What does this mean? This means that control unit controls all the instructions that we enter into the computer, and it directs other part of computer to do this and that. That means like every instruction of a human goes to the brain, and then brain controls every part of human body. Similarly, the control unit directs every part of computer. Alright? Let's suppose you are on a computer and you wish to open a Zoom. How will you open a Zoom? Using the input device mouse, you will double click on the Zoom app. Instruction will be gone to control unit. Instruction will be gone to CPU. As you know that in CPU we have studied ALU and now we are studying CU. In ALU, you know that arithmetic and logical operations take place. Arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the mathematical one, and logical operations such as comparing of two values. We have studied this in the previous lectures. Now, the instruction to open the Zoom goes to the CPU. After that, you will see that your monitor is showing. The CPU directs the monitor to open the Zoom. The monitor opens the Zoom. Right? That's how the instructions you enter into the computer are carried out by the computer parts. Okay. It works like a traffic police who controls the movements and the flow of traffic. Similarly, control unit maintains the sequence and flow of instruction which are to be processed. You know the traffic police that are standing on the road controls the traffic. It allows the traffic from one side to go and stop the traffic from the other side. You have seen it, right? Similarly, the controls unit tells which part of the computer should execute the instruction and which instruction should be executed by which part, right? That means the CPU controls the flow and the movements of the computer instructions. Next, memory. Memory stores instructions and data so that CPU can process them. Whatever you enter into the computer or whatever the command we give to the computer are stored in memory, then it goes to the CPU so that the CPU can direct the computer to execute it. Right? Let's suppose you use an input device keyboard to input the number 3 and 4 and ask the computer to add it. That means you enter 3 plus 4. Using the keyboard. The number and instructions are temporarily held in memory. That means 3 plus 4 value is being held in the memory. The processor retrieves the number of the instructions to perform the addition. Alright, first tell me about these devices. What are these devices? These are the storage devices. We studied, right? Floppy disk, CD and USB. These are used to store the data. Alright. Then after the 3 plus 4 command is saved in the memory, that means 3 plus 4 value is being held in the memory. The processor retrieves the number of the instructions to perform the addition. Alright, first tell me about these devices. What are these devices? These are the storage devices. We studied, right? Floppy disk, CD and USB. These are used to store the data. Alright. Then after the 3 plus 4 command is saved in the memory, The processor takes the instructions from the memory and execute it. In the processor, there are ALU and CU. 3 plus 4 value will go to the ALU. In ALU, you have two parts, AU and LU. 3 plus 4 is a mathematical operation. That means it will be processed in AU portion because AU performs the mathematical operations, right? We have studied it before. So the processor has retrieved the numbers, has get the numbers and plus them, add them. Then after that, the result 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. That means the processor generates the value 7. And then it is held in the memory again. The 7 is being held in the memory. And after that, it will show the output on the monitor from the memory. From the memory, the value 7 will go to the output device and it will be shown. Alright. So first, you input 3, 4 and add command. Then the 3 plus 4 goes to the processor. After that, the processor saves the value 7 in the memory. And then the value 7 is shown on the output device. Alright? Let's move on. Memory has two types, RAM and ROM. RAM is random access memory. ROM is read-only memory. RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. It is temporary storage area. You can see the picture of RAM on the screen. RAM basically held this data. It stored the data temporarily. Temporarily means that the data will not be saved forever. It will be deleted. Alright? RAM is volatile. Volatile means that whenever the power goes off, the data will disappear or erased. Let's suppose you are writing a letter on a computer. Power goes off. After you gain back the power, you will not have any data. The letter you have been writing will be deleted. It will be erased. Your letter will not be found anywhere in the computer if you have not saved it. Alright, ROM. ROM is non-volatile. Non-volatile means that the data stored or the instruction held in it will be saved permanently. The data or instruction will not be deleted. Let's suppose you're writing a letter and the power goes off. You have saved it in the ROM, in the permanent memory. Then when you turn on the power again, the letter is found because it has been saved on the permanent memory, ROM. Alright, now take out your copies and start writing the question answers. Write the date and the day. Now write chapter 1 in the middle of the page and underline it. Write question 3b, define memory. Now write the answer. Memory consists of electronic chips. Memory stores instruction and data so that the CPU can process them. It is the working space of the computer. Memory has two types, RAM and ROM. Random access memory and read-only memory. Alright? The next question. The question number 4c, differentiate between RAM and ROM. Now write RAM at the left side of the page and ROM at the right side of the page. Now draw a line between them. Write down the points of RAM and then write down the points of ROM. RAM stands for random access memory. RAM is also called primary memory. RAM allows reading and writing, while ROM only allows reading. That means editing or writing anything in the permanent memory ROM is not allowed. Okay. It is temporary storage area. RAM is temporary storage area while the ROM is permanent storage area. It stores the data permanently while the RAM stores the data temporarily. RAM is volatile. Like I told you before, volatile means when the power goes off, the RAM does not keep the data stored in it. That means when the power will be back, the data will be erased. ROM is non-volatile. That means when the power goes off, the data will not be erased. When you gain back the power, the data will be there. The RAM is used for normal operation. ROM is used for startup instructions of the computer. Startup instructions of the computer means that when you are turning on the power, then the instruction given to computer to turn your computer on are the startup instruction for computer. Alright, question 5 part 10. Why RAM is called volatile memory? RAM is called volatile memory because information in it is lost when the power is switched off. Like I told you before, in RAM, if you have stored anything, any data or instruction, and the power goes off, your data will be erased or vanished. For example, someone is typing a letter on the computer and the power goes off, the content of the letter will be erased from RAM if it is not saved. Okay class, see you in the next lecture. Remember to send me the pictures of your work, today's classwork, alright? Allah Hafiz, take care.